Pursuing travel with the Millers here. Let's take a tour around Toronto, Canada. This was the first time that we ever visited Canada. So, beautiful country, a lot to see and do. We didn't quite know what to expect, but we were very pleasantly surprised with Toronto and the surrounding area. The people, as the stereotype goes, were all very, very friendly and really a nice city in Toronto with beautiful architecture and plenty of museums, history, and much more. So, we're going to take a little bit of look at the different places that it has to offer, both day and night, and the mixture between the modern and the historic, like that interesting fountain that's a pet fountain, and you can see that it's all dogs, and at the very top it was a bone. So let's get started on our tour that includes we're take a look that they have great public transportation in Toronto. Let's start out taking a look at the world famous CN Tower. It's actually a radio tower, is what it was originally designed for, but now it's home to a great observation deck, or two of them actually. Taking a look, if you look here, we're actually in the sky pod that's 1,400 feet above the ground, the highest observation point in the US, and you could see the lower observation area. They also call this the top of the tower. But this tower, it's over 1,800 feet tall and has a 360 revolving restaurant and wonderful views of Lake Ontario. You can step on glass and look straight down under your feet. They also have a intense program that I would like to do but didn't do while I was there. Would be that you actually go outside on the first observation, hands free with just a tether, and can kind of hang over the side a little bit. So it's not for the faint of heart. Now let's head to Ripley's Aquarium, which is right next door. So it's from the same group as Ripley's Believe It or Not. But this particular one, it was a really, really nice aquarium that it goes over Canadian waterways as well as the waterways around the world. And you have this unique conveyor belt or moving sidewalk where you can just, in a relaxing manner, watch the tropical fish go by. So it's a really neat experience. And taking a look at the jellyfish here, which I always think are interesting because they're just so different. So let's head to our next stop, Sankofa Square. This is basically the Times Square of Toronto that has plenty of screens. There's a mall nearby. As you can see, the Eaton Center that's over there. You have plenty of shops nearby. There are many, many Asian style restaurants, Japanese, hot pot, all kinds of things like that. There's a stage for concerts and plenty of other things. Something I found very interesting is to see this 3D Travel Texas there. So, advertising my home state to come travel to it from Canada. It's a really, really neat place. And around the area, there's many theaters and other kind of places to see and do, including Little Canada, which I thought was an amazing experience. It's Canada in miniature, where you can actually visit all the different regions of Canada on one trip. Like here, we're taking a look at Niagara Falls. So this is the Horseshoe Canadian Falls. You have the American Falls here, and you even have the boat that will take you right up close to the waterfalls there. And you can go to Little Toronto, where you got legitimate, like that's Dundas Station, which we went to, and I can tell you it's very accurate. Once again, they also are able to see things at night. So at the glow of all the different areas, like that's actually the border crossing between the US and Canada that they're representing, and so much more. There you have below working equipment for that hydroelectric dam, and even see cars driving. So it's the same with many of the other kind of regions. You can go to uh, the Quebec region. You can go to the Horseshoe. Here, you're in Ottawa. They have the West Coast. They have the rocky and interesting East Coast. And they're coming out with more lands, such as the Great North, which they say is even going to have a cooler room so you can get the chill of the North. So let's take a look at one of the largest museums in the North America, which is the Royal Ontario Museum. It's a museum that has natural as well as human history. Like you can see Egyptian, you can see European, Greek, all kinds of different things. Like these are rooms set up to show the different eras in Europe. They also have a huge China exhibit, and they, of course, also have exhibits about Canada's First Nations and the indigenous tribes, including these massive totem poles. So, another opportunity you have is to get out on Lake Ontario and take a cruise. So, we went out onto the lake, went out to the Toronto Islands where the Billy Bishop Airport is, and it's a very scenic area with plenty of birds. We saw geese, swans, ducks, all kinds of things out there. And you also get, of course, a great view of the Toronto skyline from the water. So heading to Casa Loma, which is a very interesting place to visit. It's a huge castle that is right in the middle of Toronto, up on a hill, and from there you can also get great views. But inside, it looks like you've kind of gone back in time and also across the pond to somewhere like the United Kingdom or elsewhere in a wealthy, aristocratic castle that's full of interesting rooms to see. And many, many movies have actually been filmed here, including like the X-Men, and that this played a part in Xavier's school. And it's just interesting to see all the rooms and things that they have there. So there's also more history, like Fort York National Historic Site, which is actually the site of a War of 1812 battlefield when the United States invaded Canada, when this was actually called the City of York. And the Americans ended up taking this fortress, but not without heavy casualties, because a explosion set by the British when they blew up the powder magazine, that they left a delayed charge and caused a lot of casualties for the Americans. So all of these buildings, for the most part, are reproductions because of the destruction during that battle that actually occurred in 1813. So it's another cool place to go to, and it's free. So there's also Nathan Phillips Square, which is actually where, really close to our hotel that we stayed at, it's where Toronto City Hall is, the Toronto sign, nice fountains. They have displays from the indigenous peoples. The court system is there, and it was just a peaceful place while we were there, but it is also a place where protests and all kinds of other activities occur, since this is kind of the seat of government for Toronto and somewhat in the general Ontario province. So thanks for watching. Visit our website and contact us if you're interested in going to Canada.